Welcome to the Law Firm Marketing Minute, your source of internet marketing inspiration.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the Law Firm Marketing Minute. I'm your host, John Eason, and today, starting a pretty big series on just some various marketing tactics that are out there. Some of this can apply to your firm, some might not. Some are like things that other marketers are doing that I've seen, but the one that I wanted to start with today is a pretty obvious one, and maybe it's become so pervasive in our society that it's almost just a standard thing, right? And that is this idea of doing something for 99 cents versus the next whole dollar, right? You got your 99-cent stores. Well, used to. I don't even think those exist anymore. Everything is like $1.99, $2.99, $9.99, $99.99, all this, so many nines. And it's born out of this idea psychologically that the next whole number up presents a barrier, some sort of psychological barrier that makes it seem way more expensive than it really is, right? So like, for example, are you more likely, or at least, just off the top of your head, your first gut reaction, something that's 99 cents versus something that's $1 even, does that thing that's $1 feel like it's way more expensive, or the thing that's 99 cents feels like a better value? And maybe not at that low of a price, but maybe something that's $99 versus $100, or maybe $999 versus $1,000, right? And look, for a lot of lawyers out there, especially, or maybe even finance people who, you're very analytical, you're pretty smart, you see past that, like maybe it doesn't affect you that much. But there's a reason it's so pervasive in our societies, because it's psychologically, there's something to it. Personally, I don't get it. It seems pretty obvious to me that like 1 cent difference or $1 difference isn't going to make a huge dent to me. Now, maybe you take it a little bit farther and it's still along the same psychological path, but now maybe something is $9.95 versus $1,000, or maybe it's $9.90 versus $1,000. You start to widen that gap just a little bit, and now you feel like you're getting a little bit better of a deal. You feel like you're saving something. And honestly, when you get $5-10, difference, when you get under those higher ticket items, especially if there's a term attached to it, maybe there's a 12-month agreement attached to it, all of a sudden now you're saving $100, or you feel like you're saving $100 or more, because over the course of 12 months, that's going to add up, And so I don't know that there's necessarily a correlation here with your law firm rates. I know a lot of them, you do it on a flat fee. Not many lawyers do it hourly anymore, but maybe your flat fee is $14.99 versus $1,500, $19.99 versus $2,000. And for whatever reason, for most consumers, going up to that next whole dollar is, there's a barrier there. And it feels like, if they're going up against, if they're price shopping or whatever, and there's one lawyer that's charging $9.99, and then there's another one that's charging $1,000, it almost feels like they're going to go with the $9.99, and in that moment, they're probably not even really realizing they're saving that whole dollar, but it's that weird psychological barrier. People are weird. Brains are silly, but that doesn't also mean that you shouldn't raise your rates. Don't mishear me on that. Don't be afraid to raise your rates because you think there's a psychological barrier to the next whole dollar. I'm saying, if you're going to price yourself at a 99 versus a whole round number. So if you're going to raise your rates, don't just go from $14.99 to $1,500, go from $14.99 to $19.99. At that point, the psychological advantage of the 99 rule is still there, and also people don't know what your rates used to be. So the way that you present those rates is key, and that shouldn't be a barrier for you when it comes to raising them. So just a real interesting way that we as a species, I guess, as humans, kind of approach things. It's something that's at a 99 is more attractive, feels like a better value than something that's at another whole dollar. Who would have thought? So something that you can test, honestly, see what your conversion rate is like when you're talking about rates. If you're at a whole dollar, drop a dollar. If you're charging 1,500 flat fee for something, go down to 14.99, see what happens. See if that increases conversions by a certain percentage. And if it is, I think that dollar was well worth the sacrifice, right? So small little marketing thing there, but I'm looking forward to continuing on this series throughout this week and maybe into next week with some other different things that I've seen just across the industry, some that make a lot of sense, some that actually don't, and I cannot for the life of me understand why people continue to do it. So we're gonna have a lot of fun with this. Thanks so much for continuing to listen, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks for joining us. Please visit lawfirmmarketingminute.com for more information. We'll see you next time.